we return with the championship cases videos. Today will be Alex Bowman. He sits 6th on the playoff grid. Of course, on Saturday night, we got the full playoff field set, confirmed, official, the standings, the rankings, everything about that. So we will wrap up this series this week and early into next week. I will not be able to get all 16 in before Darlington, but I will do as many as I can, and then even after Darlington, I will finish up the series with the last few. But today we are here to talk about Alex Bowman. He has 3 wins in 2021 at Richmond, Dover, and Pocono. He has, 6 top 5s, 13 top 10s, and currently has 15 playoff points, all from those wins. So Bowman, it hasn't been the most consistent season. He has been quite inconsistent at times, but when it comes down to wins, he shows up when it matters, or he is in the right place when it matters. Bowman, obviously, as I said, 3 wins, but none of them have been really dominant wins. He hasn't led a ton of laps, swept stages, that kind of thing, but it's more they've had speed and then a late race restart happens, or Kyle Larson blows his tire in the last corner of the last lap, or they get a position on pit road and they're able to hold on to the lead. That's what happened at Dover. They were able to take the lead from their teammate Kyle Larson in the pits and run away with it because all 4 Hendrick cars were so good that day. At Richmond, he had a top 5 car, 3rd best car arguably, and he was able to pass Hamlin and Logano in a late race restart to win that race. And then at Pocono, of course, was the thing where Larson, coming into turn 3, blew a tire, crashed, and Bowman took the win. So Bowman, as I said, he's been pretty inconsistent, but he has been in the right place when it comes to wins. Let's look at the playoff schedule. Let's see which tracks Bowman will be best at, which tracks that he will have a good shot at of winning, advancing, and all of that stuff. So the first round consists of Darlington, Richmond, and Bristol. Obviously, the one that sticks out there is Richmond. He won there earlier this year, as I just said, but he was really good there as well. Was in the top 5 most of the day. Had a couple penalties, but was able to overcome them, come back for a win. But even without that late race caution, he would have still been 3rd or 4th in that race. So Bowman, the 48 team, had a lot of speed at Richmond, which is promising. Hendrick has been good all year long at most of the tracks, but it seems like at the 750 packages, even in their low years, that has been their best setup. Short tracks, road courses, and so that is an advantage for the 48 team. And also, all 3 races in this round are that package. Richmond would be the strength, I'd say. He has had some good runs at Darlington in the past. Bristol, I think he's had a couple good runs here, but if he can be somewhat consistent, all he has to do is beat 4 other guys, which I do believe he can. He advances. If there were to be an upset, like someone gets shockingly eliminated in the first round, he could be the guy because of his inconsistency, but I think he does enough. I think Hendrick Motorsports, they're trying to get all 4 guys into Championship 4. I don't know if that's going to happen necessarily, but they're going to try. And I think Bowman does enough to get out of this first round. The second round consists of Las Vegas, Talladega, and the Roval. Las Vegas, Bowman has had a few good runs actually at Las Vegas. In 2020, he was running 2nd place late in the race, chasing down leader Ryan Blaney before a late race caution, and that kind of messed up the finish of the race for him. Last fall, he had a really fast car. He ended up finishing in the top 5, I believe, despite all the chaos with the pit strategies and stuff, with a weirdly timed caution. So Alex Bowman has done well at Las Vegas before. He's done well on 550s before, but Las Vegas more specifically he has done well at. Talladega is a toss-up. He is a runner-up finish at Talladega back in 2019, but he, like many other people in NASCAR, has been involved in a good amount of wrecks at Talladega. So Talladega is a toss-up. I don't know. Maybe he can survive. Maybe he doesn't and he's in a deficit. But at this point, as I've said with all drivers in the series, playoff points are important. Get wins, get stage wins, whatever it takes. You got to get those playoff points to advance. But Talladega is going to be difficult. Then we go to the Roval, and Bowman's actually been really good at the Roval over his career. He is a runner-up in 2019. I know there have only been 3 races there, but he has I think he's gotten I want to say he's gotten a top 5 in all of them. I know he's gotten top 5 in at least the first 2. I don't know about last year, but he's done good at the Roval in his career. Something about this track is really good for him. He's top 5. He's led laps there. I mean, he's done really good at the Roval. So that could be, if he were in a position where it's a close battle or something, he could just go out there and win the race, I think. I think he's capable of it. Obviously, his Hendrick teammates this year have been great at road courses. Kyle Larson has a couple of wins on road courses. Chase Elliott has a couple wins at road courses. So Bowman could lean on them, try to get some advice from them, obviously, on how to race these road courses or car setup or something. But he's good enough at the Roval to win, I think. So that could be a potential win there. Add some playoff points, and if you're in a deficit of some sort in the points, that could be a potential upset win to maybe shake up the playoffs if you're in deficit, as I said. So second round, I'm a bit concerned about just because of Talladega, and I don't know if Bowman can necessarily get as many points as he needs at Las Vegas, but the Roval he has been good at. He could potentially win at the Charlotte Roval. Then we move to the round of 8, Texas, Kansas, and Martinsville. Last year in the round of 8, Bowman was eliminated. He made it to the round of 8, as I said. But Texas, he actually did pretty good. He led 30 or 40 laps in this race, collected some stage points. So that was a promising sign for him. Obviously, this year was the All-Star race, and he actually won one of the mini segments in that race. Finished 6th or 7th in that race. I know it's a slightly different package that they had, but he still did well in the All-Star race. So that's a promising sign for them that they're doing well at Texas as of recently. You go to Kansas, and Bowman actually has almost won at Kansas before in his career. In 2019, led a ton of laps in that race, but was passed late by Brad Keselowski, and then went on to win at Chicago, a track very similar to Kansas. So Bowman knows how to get it done at a track like Kansas. He's had good runs at tracks like Kansas, so I expect him to do well there as well. Martinsville, he's had a couple of good runs at Martinsville. Last year, I think he got maybe just outside of the top 5, but if he can get top 5s in those first 2 races, which would be Texas and Kansas, I think he could potentially point his way in. Now, it's going to be difficult. As I said, with all the other guys, the points are going to be close when it comes to playoff points because the guys with less points are getting eliminated most likely. So therefore, by default, it shrinks. The playoff field shrinks. The playoff point gap shrinks. And so the guys around him will be his teammates, William Byron, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, some Joe Gibbs guys like Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., and then obviously Larson, who has a big points advantage. So Bowman is going to be in a very tight points battle. So top 5s, if he wants to point his way into the Final Four, he has to get top 5s in all these races. His best shot at a win, I'm going to go with Kansas because of his past history and that he's almost won, and he has won at a track similar to Kansas. But I think Texas is another opportunity considering how they've done the past couple of runs there. On to Phoenix. If he does make it to Phoenix to the championship 4, just hope that Kyle Larson's in there because it seems that all of Larson's misfortunes this year have gone to Bowman. Dover with the slower pit stop than Bowman. And then obviously the tire failure at Pocono. But for real though, Bowman's had a few good runs at Phoenix, and it's his home track. 2016 when he was subbing for Dale Jr., he almost won the race after scoring a pole leading a bunch of laps, but could not quite get it done. So once again, it's a toss-up. Anything could happen. There could be a 3-car pileup on lap 1 with the leaders, and he could finish 2 laps. But Hendrick is the defending champion. They've had speed all year long. I think he would have a good shot, even if, Kyle Larson, Martin Truex Jr., Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, those guys are in there. I think he would have a decent shot. I'm not saying he'd be the favorite. He would most likely be the underdog, but we have seen crazier things happen in the championship race, so I think that it's a possibility. But to wrap up this video, here's how Alex Bowman can win the championship. Get out of that first round, first of all. Don't try to do what Blaney did last year and, get shockingly eliminated in the first round. Just put together some good runs, get a couple top 10s, and you'll be fine. That second round, Bowman has a really good shot at winning the Roval. He has done extremely well at the Roval in his career. Even if he's in a slight points battle there, a close points battle, he can go in there and point his way out. And even not if he's in a deficit, he's behind the cutoff line, he could go out and win the Roval in advance. When it comes to the round of 8, it is top 5s that will be necessary. He is in a bit of a deficit behind his teammates, and then also some Joe Gibbs guys and Ryan Blaney when it comes to advancing to the Final 4. So he's going to need top 5s in that round of 8 if he cannot get a win, but that best chance at a win will be Kansas. Then for the championship 4, just go out there and win, I guess. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tomorrow will be, let's see, Denny Hamlin. Yes, Denny Hamlin, that will be the next case, the championship case. That will be our first zero-time winner on this list. But yes, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, share. I did make a playlist with all the championship cases. If you have missed them, go check those out in that playlist. And yeah, have a great rest of your day.